Okay, in this video here, my goal here is to make this, let's think of it as a little bit of a booster shot of knowledge with regards to all of the complexity that's available to you, all the options, maybe I'll say it that way. But because of all of this and the complexity here, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Now, I'm just a short ways down the web page here underneath the videos where we see left and right cell text options. Right, so in each of these is an option for you in the text, but this will make more sense when we go look at the chart. But these are all the options for you in both left and right cell. Right now, there's a little video here that it's brief, but it moves pretty quickly. But it's just showing you all of the choices here. But because there's so much to choose from, and it's so flexible here, I thought maybe sometimes a video just solidifies it and it makes more sense. So certainly you can circle back here and perhaps in the combination of what you're seeing here, what you see on the page, and hopefully I will make it a little bit more clear that some of this will start to make sense in terms of, okay, well, wait a minute now. So I've got text, then I've got background, then I've got cell background, then I've got cell scaling, then I've got color type, color source, the color direction, right? So this can be a little overwhelming here. So let me just get you to the chart here and see if we can clarify and just simplify a little bit. Okay, so here the first thing I'm going to do is just go to the drop down. You can do all of this from the drop down. So first question is, how do I want to align the bar? Now, when we're talking about the bar, right, in a footprint chart, oh God, it's going to let me do it. Yeah, maybe not here. I'll do it with let's do it with the crosshairs. All right, this is the bar right here. Not this. That's the underlying ninja candle. This is the footprint bar. So when we say aligning to the left or the right, it's where do I want this block here of information? In this case, it's the bid ask. Do I want it left, center, or right? Well, for this case here, we're going to keep it off to the left, but of course, no, you'll have the option if you, for whatever reason, want it on the center or on the right. That's available to you. Okay, so let me go back in here. So as we look here now, left, right, left. What do we have on the left? Well, our choices here within the cell. First is alignment, and then what do I want to see? Now, for text, in this case, I want the bid ask. I still want the bid ask, I just want it pushed off to the left. So left cell, I've got the choices here. These are all the things that I could see on the left side if I wanted it. So if I wanted total volume percentage, well, now I can see that on the left. No, maybe that's something you like. I think it would be, this would probably be where most people would start to be more comfortable here, getting used to seeing the bid ask on the left side. Now, so some of this becomes, okay, well, if that's what I've got on the left side is my bid ask, well, how do I want it aligned? These are subtle, left center. You can just do a little experiment there, see what you prefer. The size offset, again, that's just a sliding wheel here. You can go up or down based on what size you want the text. Some people, they can't read it, they want it a little bigger. I'm going to go back to 0 here because you can always open up the chart and make them a little bit bigger. Okay, so we got that. We got the size offset here. Now in the background on the left side here, I've got as none, but I could, if I wanted to, if I wanted to put total diagonal on the left here, I could. Right now, note it's on the left side of the candle, so I'm getting here. It might be a little harder to see. Again, it's an option. It's an option. Let me go back here to what I want to see here is none. I think this is like a good starting point for you if you're doing a little experimenting. Bid ask, none on the background. Where I think you can get more creative with what you want to see or how you want to approach it is on the right side. Now here under text, of course, I have none because all the text that I want to see is on the left. I got the bid ask. On the right side, text is none, but the background is what I'm looking at here. So currently I have it set at total volume, which of course is handy. So essentially what I'm getting is a volume profile of the candle. I have a 15 range candle. So it helps you kind of get a look at, okay, it can be useful to identify potentially trap traders. Maybe you've got a bunch trapped up at the top or the bottom. You can get a distribution of what the candle looks like. And of course you get a POC that, of course well, I shouldn't say it that way. It's something I watch closely, which way the POC is going. So when the market's sideways, you'll see a lot of overlap here in rotation. When the market's trending, you'll see lower, 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 lower. Right, as we see here, today here on the second. So a nice little run here. I mean, these are 2.5 point bars, so pretty good little push here. All right, so you get the idea. Let's carry on here. So we'll come back to right sell. Again, text is nothing, but if right now I have total time, but this is one that often people will set it up this way. So on the right side, they're going to get the total diagonal delta. This can be quite useful. So we've got the candle, we've got the bid ask. Now I can add into the bid ask all of the other choices here that I might want to. So if I wanted to see thin prints, well, here's some thin prints. If I wanted to see big imbalances, well, there may not be any there, but let's see, volume sequencing, right? So sequencing being just the numbers sequentially going up or going down. So here's they're increasing as they go down. Here they're increasing as they go up. So you're getting some volumes. Did I get that right? Yeah. So here we have it going down. Did I get that on the right? Well, you get the idea. Here I was looking for a better example of it. Most of these are going down. But so do you see what you have here? So you have the capability to do everything that perhaps you're used to doing over here within it. Okay, where are my thin prints? Where are my imbalances here? We're just looking at it differently over here. Personal preference, right? It's what do you like to see? I find this quite useful, but then I tend to keep both of them up. So this can be quite useful here. Again, lots of choices. Let's go back to that right cell. Again, text nothing. What do I want to see here? Let's go back to, well, let's do total trades. Now I prefer personally, right? I prefer total volume, and I'll show you why. Because if I go right cell background, total volume, I like the POC coming across, right? It's just me. I really watch where those POCs are going. So that gives me a cleaner look at it, right, in my view, right? That's just the way it's coded. Let's go back over to right cell background. I got total volume. If I wanted total delta, I can look at it that way. Now, additionally, I've got some choices of if I wanted any scaling here. This would be an unusual circumstance, right? As it is right now, the scaling of the delta or the volume profile would be relative to the bar. I do have the option, pardon me, let's get over here, to make it relative to the chart, relative to the session. Well, chart would be visible range, or to the entire day. These are going to be specialty cases, right? Most cases I think will be most useful to have it set to the bar so we can look at the profile of the bar. Now that said, we don't have to look at it in this standard profile format. For whatever reason, some people might want to say, oh, rather than the histogram, I just want to see a brick, right? So certain things would stand out here. So I have the imbalances noted here in blue in this, what do we call that? What do we call that? An orangish kind of a schedule. So I'm not sure what to call that. But for some people might like to look at it that way. I would find that that would be harder on my eye. I think it's more useful to see it as a histogram because then they really stand out, right? But these are the choices that you have. So of course, this is always the case. We would encourage you to demo the indicator. You've got it for 7 days and do a little experimenting. See what it is that suits your style and visually what you like to see as it's crunch time. You got to make a decision. What is it you want to see down here? I guess the broad point of this video is to show you got a lot of options of what it is you want to see. All right, so I think I finish here. Is there anything else here I haven't covered? Spacing, colors. This would be, if I wanted gradient colors, I could do it that way. Again, that's just a personal preference. I find the solid is just fine. Color source, again, do I want it on the delta? Do I want it on the number of trades? Do I want it on the bid? Do I want it on the imbalances, right? Imbalances, right, I find quite useful. So I can see where within the bid ask, where do I see they really stand out in the volume profile, right? So if you're, depending on how quickly the market's moving, that can be quite useful to see it here, but then also get that little kicker of it on the profile. Well, let's go back and we'll finish where we left it, which was at total volume. Nothing in the background here. Bid ask on the left, candle in the center, and then a profile on the right. Lots of choices for you. That was my goal here, just to show you, but by all means, I mean, they're pretty radically different here, but this is just a matter of what you prefer. All right, so lots of choices for you. There you go. Dig in. I hope you find a setup here that really works for you. Okay, talk to you next time.